Picture this. It's 3 a.m. and you're jolted awake by that familiar, excruciating pain shooting through your calf. You grab your leg, desperately trying to stretch it out, wondering why this keeps happening night after night. But here's something that might surprise you. That nighttime leg cramp you're experiencing is fundamentally different from the cramp you might get while gardening in the afternoon or walking up the stairs to see your grandchildren. For decades, we've been treating all muscle cramps the same way. Drink more water, eat a banana, stretch it out. Sound familiar? But what if I told you that this one-size-fits-all approach is actually why so many of you are still struggling with recurring cramps, despite trying everything you've been told? You see, your body operates on different rhythms throughout the day and night. Your muscle function, electrolyte balance, and even your circulation patterns change dramatically between when you're active and when you're at rest. And yet, somehow, we've been ignoring this crucial timing when it comes to cramp prevention and treatment. I'm Dr. Jana DeMarco, and I'm here to walk with you on this journey to understand why the timing of your cramps matters so much, and more importantly, how to finally find the targeted relief you've been searching for. Because your comfort and quality of life, whether you're sleeping peacefully or enjoying time with your family, deserve our full attention and care. Now, let me start by debunking one of the biggest myths that's been keeping you stuck in this cycle of frustration. The myth goes like this: a cramp is a cramp, regardless of when it happens. This couldn't be further from the truth, and it's exactly why the generic advice you've been getting just isn't working for your specific situation. Think about it this way. Your body during the day is like a busy downtown area with traffic flowing, people moving, energy being exchanged. But your body at night is more like a quiet residential neighborhood where everything slows down, different systems take over, and the rules of operation completely change. So why would we expect the same solution to work in both scenarios? Let's start with those brutal night leg cramps that so many of you know all too well. These nocturnal muscle cramps typically strike when you're lying still, often in the deep hours of sleep. They usually hit your calf muscles, though they can also affect your thighs or feet. And if you've experienced them, you know they're not just uncomfortable. They're often so severe, they can leave you limping for days afterward. Here's what's really happening during those nighttime hours that makes your muscles so vulnerable to cramping. First, when you're lying in bed for hours, your muscles are in a shortened, static position. Think of it like leaving a garden hose kinked for too long. Eventually, something's gonna give. Your calf muscles, in particular, are held in a shortened position when your feet are pointed downward under the covers. But there's more to it than just positioning. During sleep, your nervous system goes through different phases, and sometimes the signals between your brain and muscles can get a bit scrambled. It's like having a phone conversation where the connection keeps cutting out. Mixed signals can lead to unexpected muscle contractions. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for those of you dealing with frequent night cramps. Your risk factors are quite different from daytime crampers. If you're over 50, you're already at higher risk simply because of natural changes in muscle mass and nerve function. If you're taking certain medications, and I know many of you have mentioned concerns about statins and blood pressure medications, these can absolutely contribute to night cramping by affecting your electrolyte balance or muscle function. And ladies, if you've noticed more cramping during certain times of the month or after menopause, hormonal changes can definitely play a role in muscle excitability, especially during those quiet nighttime hours. So, what can you do, specifically for night leg cramps? First, let's talk about the stretching approach, but with a nighttime twist. About 30 minutes before bed, try this gentle calf stretch. Stand arm's length from a wall, place your hands flat against it, and step your right foot back about 3 feet. Keep that back leg straight and press your heel down. Hold for 30 seconds, then switch sides. This helps lengthen those calf muscles before they spend hours in that shortened position. For those of you who wake up with cramps, here's an immediate relief technique. The moment you feel that cramp starting, flex your foot upward towards your shin as hard as you can. I know it sounds counterintuitive when you're in pain, but this actively lengthens the cramping muscle and often provides faster relief than trying to massage it out. Now, let's talk about hydration, but with a crucial nighttime consideration. While staying hydrated throughout the day is important, chugging water right before bed can actually backfire by causing you to wake up frequently, disrupting your sleep patterns. Instead, focus on steady hydration throughout the day, tapering off about 2 hours before bedtime. And here's something many of you have asked about. Sleep position matters more than you might think. If you're a stomach sleeper or someone who likes to tuck your feet under heavy blankets, you're putting your calf muscles in that shortened position all night long. Try sleeping on your back with a pillow under your knees and keep your covers loose around your feet. But now let's shift gears and talk about daytime cramps, because these are an entirely different beast with their own set of causes and solutions. Daytime cramps typically occur during or shortly after physical activity, whether that's your morning walk, working in the garden, or simply standing for extended periods while cooking or cleaning. The key difference here is that daytime cramps are usually triggered by what your muscles are actively doing, not by what they're not doing. When you're active, your muscles are working hard, generating heat, using up energy stores, and losing fluids through sweat. This creates a perfect storm for certain types of cramping. Dehydration during daytime activity is real and immediate. When you're working in the garden on a warm day or taking that longer walk you've been building up to, you're losing not just water, but also crucial electrolytes through sweat. And here's where the electrolyte imbalance really comes into play for daytime cramps. Your muscles depend on a delicate balance of minerals, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium to contract and relax properly. During activity, this balance gets disrupted much more quickly than during rest. Think of it like a recipe where the proportions matter just as much as the ingredients themselves. Now, many of you have shared your concerns about salt intake, especially those dealing with high blood pressure or heart conditions. This is completely understandable, and I want to address this carefully. While electrolyte balance is crucial for preventing daytime cramps, if you've been advised by your doctor to limit sodium, please don't ignore that guidance. Instead, focus on the other electrolytes, potassium-rich foods like bananas, oranges, and potatoes, and magnesium-rich options like leafy greens and nuts. For those of you following lower-carb eating plans, you might have noticed more cramping since making this change. This isn't your imagination. These eating styles can have a natural diuretic effect, meaning you're losing electrolytes faster than usual. The solution isn't to abandon your healthy eating goals, but to be more mindful about replacing what you're losing. Here's your targeted approach for preventing daytime cramps. Before any extended activity, do a proper warm-up. This doesn't have to be anything fancy, just 5 to 10 minutes of gentle movement to get your blood flowing and your muscles prepared. Think of it as waking up your muscles gradually instead of shocking them into action. During activity, listen to your body's signals. If you start feeling that telltale tightness or fatigue in your muscles, take a break. This is your body's early warning system, and honoring it can prevent a full-blown cramp. After activity, don't just collapse into your chair. Spend a few minutes doing gentle stretches while your muscles are still warm. And here's a recovery tip many people overlook: elevation. After you've been on your feet for a while, lie down and elevate your legs for 10 to 15 minutes. This helps improve circulation and can prevent those post-activity cramps. Now, let's address something that's been on many of your minds, based on the comments I've been reading: medication-induced cramp. This is a real concern, and I want to validate that frustration many of you feel when you're caught between needing your medications and dealing with uncomfortable side effects. Statins, certain blood pressure medications, and even some common supplements can affect muscle function and contribute to cramping. If you suspect your medication is causing cramps, the most important step is to have an honest conversation with your prescribing doctor. They may be able to adjust your dosage, switch you to a different medication in the same class, or suggest supportive measures to help minimize the cramping. But here's what you can do while you're working with your healthcare team. Keep a simple cramp diary. Note when your cramps occur, what you were doing, what you ate that day, and how you slept. This information can be incredibly valuable for your doctor and can help identify patterns you might not have noticed. And remember, even if medication is contributing to your cramps, the timing still matters. Medication-induced night cramps might benefit from those bedtime stretches and sleep position changes we discussed, while medication-related daytime cramps might respond better to the activity modifications and electrolyte strategies we discussed. Let me share something that often gets overlooked in cramp discussions: the role of overall muscle health and conditioning. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass and strength, which can make our remaining muscles more prone to cramping. But here's the encouraging news. This isn't inevitable or irreversible. Regular, gentle activity, whether that's walking, swimming, or simple strength exercises, can help maintain muscle function and reduce cramping frequency. The key is consistency over intensity. A 20-minute daily walk is far more beneficial than an hour-long workout once a week. And here's something important for those of you dealing with recurring cramps. Sometimes they can be a sign of underlying circulation issues or other health conditions. If you're experiencing cramps that are getting worse, happening more frequently, or occurring along with other symptoms like swelling, skin changes, or persistent pain, it's worth discussing with your healthcare provider. Now, I want to address a misconception that keeps many people stuck in the cramp cycle. There's this idea that prevention is complicated, that you need special supplements or expensive treatments. But the truth is, most cramp prevention comes down to simple, consistent habits that honor your body's natural rhythms. For night cramps, it's about preparing your body for rest, gentle stretching, proper positioning, and steady daytime hydration. For day cramps, it's about supporting your body during activity, proper warm-up, listening to your body's signals, and adequate recovery. Think of it this way: your body is incredibly wise. It's constantly trying to communicate with you through these symptoms. Night cramps might be telling you that your muscles need more preparation for rest. Day cramps might be saying that you're pushing too hard or not supporting your activity with proper nutrition and hydration. The beautiful thing about understanding these differences is that you can finally stop fighting against your body and start working with it. Instead of feeling frustrated and helpless when cramps strike, you can feel empowered with targeted strategies that actually address the root causes. Here's what I want you to remember. You deserve to sleep peacefully through the night without fear of being awakened by pain. You deserve to enjoy your daily activities, whether that's playing with grandchildren, tending to your garden, or simply moving through your day without the constant worry of cramping. And whether you're dealing with night cramps, day cramps, or both, you have more control than you might think. It's not about perfection or completely eliminating every cramp. It's about understanding your body's patterns and responding with the right strategies at the right times. Your health journey is uniquely yours, and what works for someone else might not work exactly the same way for you. But by understanding these fundamental differences between night and day cramps, you're equipped to experiment wisely and find what brings you the most relief. If you've made it this far in our conversation, thank you from the bottom of my heart for investing in your health and well-being. Your commitment to understanding your body and finding solutions shows incredible wisdom and self-care. I'm curious, when you think about your own cramping patterns, do you notice differences between night and day? What activities or situations seem to trigger your cramps most often? Sharing your experiences in the comments below not only helps you process what you've learned, but also creates a supportive community where we can all learn from each other. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Every small step you take toward understanding and caring for your body is a victory worth celebrating. And if you found this information helpful, consider subscribing to our channel. Not because you're afraid of missing out, but because you deserve to have a trusted resource for your health questions as we navigate these wonderful golden years together. Your well-being matters, and I'm honored to be part of your journey toward greater comfort and vitality.